Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day to everyone from around the world. It's Carmelia Ray here, your host at Kindly Podcast. And today I'm so excited to be sharing with you the launch party of the Kindly Search platform. And we have our friends from Tokyo in the green room. But first, I'm going to bring up Michael Curlew, the CEO of Kindly. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm good. I just saw you at Team Australia. Like we're going around the globe here. And now we're with Team Tokyo. So, yeah, let's share with the audience who you are and why we're gathered today.
All right, great. So we're all coming together for this global event. Here at Kindly, what we're doing is we're holding 5 different time zone events from different parts of the world. The last one we just did was from Australia, where we introduced a lot of our Australian team and advisors from there. We talked a little bit about the product. We're going to do a similar thing here as well. Today we're doing it from Tokyo, Japan. So we're going to be bringing up some of our team members, advisors, and impact partners that are from Tokyo or from Japan specifically. So this is a great event. I'm Michael. I'm the CEO of Kindly, and essentially, we are very focused on bringing transparency and trust to giving, and we're using a lot of the latest technologies to do so. And this is a very exciting time. We've been working on this project a very long time, and I'm excited to be here.
Amazing. All right. Next up, we have Chris Hant, the Senior Corporate Advisor for Kindly, also a guest on the Kindly podcast. You definitely want to check out that episode. Good evening. How are you, Chris? Nice to see you again.
I'm doing well, thank you. And good evening, good morning to everyone. In the interest of full transparency, although I'm normally based in Tokyo, I'm actually East Coast, USA today. Just to be fully transparent and explaining the bright sunlight behind me.
Gotcha. Yeah, so this is these are members of our core team. We also have some advisors that are going to be joining us. So, Chris, what are you most excited about today?
Well, I'm excited, first of all, obviously, that we are launching today. This has been a long time coming. I know you guys and others on the team have been involved for many, many years. I myself have been involved for a little over a year. It's a great feeling to know that today we're finally launching. Just remembering back all the effort and all the time that the team has put in to get us to this point. So it's an exciting day.
Amazing. Okay, I know we have people setting up in the background, and we're going to keep this party growing. So I'm going to bring in Jinkyu, a Kindly advisor who's also been an integral part of getting to this place where we are now. So welcome, Jinkyu. Can you give a little bit of an intro and then just your feelings about today?
Thank you. Yes, I'm truly excited and honored to be a part of this launch. This is amazing. I'm very happy to be involved in this event. And let me introduce myself briefly. I'm an investor, professional investor running my own family office. And I think Kindly is a very compelling. I come across some sad news, and people talk about people in dire demand, but I hesitant to make any donation or contribution because I was not really sure whether my contribution can be really realized for the beneficiary. But Kindly, I think, can make people like me help people. So this is exciting.
Amazing. I love that. And we were speaking about that with the earlier team about the importance of transparency in giving. A lot of people, are hesitant to give because they're not sure if the money is actually going to the cause or what portion is going to that cause. In this case, that's one of the major differentiators is to have that trackable, measurable impact because we are working with partners that operate in that same transparency. So with that, we want to bring in the last member of the Tokyo team, and certainly not the least. We save the best for last, right? Hitomi, we're going to bring in Hitomi Yakoti from Tokyo. Good
Hello.
evening. Hi. Can you introduce
Hi.
yourself?
Yes, thank you. I'm honored to be here. My name is Hitomi Yokote, and I'm a CEO of Second Harvest Japan. It's a food bank, and I'm very excited to be here. And thank you for this time to speak to you.
Fantastic. We really appreciate our social impact partners and the charities that are providing the impact. Can you share just a little bit about Second Harvest for those who are not familiar? And of course, it satisfies one of the SDG goals to, eliminate hunger, to feed people. I think that is one of the most requested, if not most important, ways that anybody or any corporation can give.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Second Harvest Japan is a food bank. Actually, it's the very first food bank established in Japan in 2002 by an American man named Charles McGilton. And so until this July, he was the CEO. And then he stepped down and he's back in the US to studying further. I took over since July. And it's one of the first food banks in Japan. And then now there are over 220 food banks around the islands, around the archipelago of Japan. So we have been operating under the motto of food for all people. And so we are promoting food safety net in Japan. And yep, go ahead.
Fantastic. Thank you. And we are live, by the way, for everybody who is here with us and those who are watching. You can participate and share the live stream with your friends. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. We're on multiple channels, and we're live here with us in this group. And the entire purpose is to share with you the opportunity for you to provide measurable social impact. So with that, Michael, if you could please share our website, share with people how they can make that impact and what the platform actually looks like.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Let me share my screen. Now, this is great because we just updated and launched our new website. Let me bring it up here. And for this, basically what we are doing, all right, there we go. Can you guys see the screen?
Yep.
All right, so this is the new Kindly website. It's actually been even updated even further than the last update we did maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. We've now initiated the ability to purchase social impact directly from the website. And there's also additional and more detailed information on the new website that has been launched today. As you'll see there are actually 3 types of target audiences that we're focusing on with Kindly's impact platform. There are the general consumers, so that's anyone that just wants to purchase social impact. And there's also businesses, small, medium-sized businesses, as well as large corporations or enterprises that want to provide custom solutions or integrations directly into their platforms or products. So with Kindly, as the title says here, we're all about bringing accountability to giving, transparency, trust. Those are all key things that brings confidence to people to want to give and share and do good in the world. So the core of our platform is to provide that high level of maximum transparency. And by doing that, what Kindly is doing is we're trying to make it easy for anyone to easily purchase measurable social impact that is fully tracked and publicly verifiable online. So when we go to the website, I'm going to show a couple of things from the website to just get everyone oriented with the new website and how things work and the additional functionality here. Currently off the bat, we're launching with our 3 initial impact partners. And then we're going to be adding some additional ones for different parts of the world, such as Second Harvest And there are some other ones that are coming up just before we make theirs available. There are providing books to Africa and preventing ocean-bound plastics through one of our impact partners called Plastic Bank. So essentially, we've partnered with several impact partners. There are currently 5 on the screen. We're going to be adding several more in the coming weeks as well. Second Harvest is most definitely going to be one of the next ones after these ones that you see here. We're really excited because we're really trying to make a push into Japan, and we see a lot of need and a lot of good things that can come from there. And as I mentioned, there's a lot of people within our own team that are located in Japan, and they see that as well. And that is sort of one of the main reasons we're in, this region and other regions, because I want to just emphasize that kindly we're a global organization. We have a lot of people in Australia, Japan, Canada, South America, and the US. And each one of those regions has particular needs in regards to giving. So the way we choose and select our partners is very interesting because we want to make sure we can really fulfill the needs of different parts of the world and also satisfy the different needs of people that want to give. So the reason why we're predominantly launching with feeding people in need, planting trees, and feeding animals, because those are the most common impacts that people are most related to and most wanting to give to. So we believe that Second Harvest, Japan is going to be a crucial role to facilitating giving in the Asian market, particularly in Japan, and hopefully in other regions as well. And that's sort of, why we're doing these different events in different regions, because we want to highlight each partner from each country and each region. So we're very excited to be here, and we thank all our partners and advisors for being here as well. So on the website, I'll mention one more thing. A key thing here is people will now be able to purchase with the buy now button, one-off transactions. They will also be able to buy subscriptions through our website as well. So you can have monthly subscriptions where you go and feed or perform whatever impacts that you'd like to purchase. So these are key functionalities that have now been launched or are now executable on our website. We just want to make sure our customers know at the time of purchase. Once you purchase, it takes approximately 24 to 48 hours from the receipt of funds for us to actually process the orders and start processing it through our system, and obviously relaying that to our impact partners. So this is a really exciting time for us.
I love that. I really want to pose a question to our team members in Tokyo, in particular, our corporate members. Talk to me a little bit about the importance for corporations and big enterprise to integrating impact products like impact into their community, right? In terms of honoring the SDGs and ESGs. Why is that important in your opinion?
I think Chris, you want to take that one for us?
Sure. And this goes back to why I initially became involved with this project. Most of my career has been in large, and recently there has been a lot of interest and a need on the corporate side to meet ESG and SDG commitments. It is a big push globally, even in Japan, and almost especially in Japan. So I saw the need for that working in a corporate, and had to make sure that ESG and SDG considerations were in each one of the projects that we are involved with. And it always was a concern and a impediment in the ability to actually measure what the output is. And I know that a lot of corporations are struggling with this problem. They want to honor their commitments. They do want to do good, but they just need to make sure that they are doing it properly and that they can measure it and quantify it. And so when I first heard about the Kindly project, I saw that this actually satisfied that need. What I also think is interesting is that people want to do good, not just globally, of course they do, but also locally. They want to be able to make impacts in their own markets, in their own backyards. And so that's why on the Japan side, we've been pushing to make sure that we have enough local partners as well. So from the Japan side, we hope that the Kindly product can satisfy what Japanese corporations and startups need in terms of reporting and measurement. But also we want to provide products and services and partners locally so that people have that option as well to make sure that they're giving back to their own communities.
I love that. I know that JinQ has a family office. So JinQ, when you are dealing with business or you are personally thinking of you're a member of our advisory board, what attracted you to this project, and what considerations do you have with respect to ESG and SDGs as you look for partners or look at companies to invest in?
Sure. Yeah, I think I agree mostly with Chris. There's a lot of companies, particularly public companies, have a lot of pressure from the public or investors and also government to do more, social contribution. And the problem is they don't know how to do it because there's no transparency and no measurement to do so. So I think there's a lot of demand, but we don't know how much there it is because there's no tool to bring the demand to emerge. So, but the product like a country can actually visualize, the demand, which I think is pretty large, but we don't know how big it is. But this product would be interesting for a lot of people who wanna demonstrate their contribution to the society. And also, I think I speculate some government would think about some tax benefit to corporates. For example, when we make a donation to some foundation or hospital or whatever organization, we have some tax credit. So if we can make the country product can work for corporates who wanna do some social contribution as well as can get some tax credit, they would be work pretty well.
Yeah, I love that. Michael and I were speaking about that earlier, and yeah, for the fact that you are giving and you're giving for you know your company as well as for your own personal needs. Can you speak, Michael, to the process by which a company can benefit from this measurable giving, specifically through our platform?
Yeah, sure. So with our platform, we talk a lot about transparency, accountability. How do we achieve that? So I actually want to, I'll share my screen again and walk people through a little bit of, what the platform looks like and how it works. I think that would be a great place to start. So when you're on our website, at the top there's a button that says Search Impact. So when you go there, it'll take you to our Kindly Search platform. So essentially within the Kindly ecosystem, we launched two core products. We launched the Kindly Engine, which is essentially the brains of the ecosystem. It's the thing that tracks, processes, monitors all transactions that get purchased within our ecosystem. And it records all those things on the blockchain. So for those who are not familiar with blockchain technology, blockchain is sort of an open source, non-hackable network that is publicly accessed by anyone. And you cannot, once you write data to it, you cannot unwrite it or modify that data. It's 100% secure. So when informations get published, you know that that information hasn't been tampered with or modified or adjusted in any way or form. So there's some layers of security and transparency that happens when you operate a part of your system on a blockchain. So what we do with our ecosystem, anytime someone purchases social impact through Kindly, we take those funds and then we process it through our platform on the blockchain. And essentially it starts tracking the flow of funds throughout our ecosystem. And it also tracks the key milestones of your orders and your transactions. So people will be able to see where the money's going. Did it go to where we said we're sending it to? Did it go to the impact partner, etc.? So they'll be able to publicly verify the flow of funds, and also publicly verify the actions that have been occurred. So for example, Kindly Search, this is our website. It allows anyone to easily search any social impact transaction that's been purchased on our ecosystem. And when you scroll down, you can see all the transactions that have happened recently, which impact partner processed them, and you can go into details about the status of those transactions. So we did a bunch of transactions this morning, live transactions to make sure the system's operating optimally and everything. These are all real transactions. These impact partners are going to be receiving those funds, and the actions have been fulfilled. So for example, if we click on the first one here, we go click on a transaction ID. This is a transaction page. This shows the status of your social impact. So any purchase that someone makes, there'll be a link they can go to, and that link will take them to a page like this, where they can view their full social impact journey. They can see, okay, great, the money was sent from my account, it was received by the Kindly ecosystem, and it's now being, the order is now being accepted by Food for Life Global, our primary impact partner for feeding people in need in the Asian market, in the African market, European market, that type of thing. So after the order is there, they'll also be able to see what sustainable development goals are linked to that impact. So if a business or organization made a large purchase, they'll be able to see what parts of humanity are they positively affecting with that transaction, right? And they'll also be able to see exactly the number of outputs that are happening, the type of impact, how the type of transaction, who's processing the transaction. So all this information is easily searchable and verifiable online. One of the interesting things about Kindly's platform is it supports micro giving. Okay, so micro transactions, which it can allocate and pull together to generate social impact. So the key interesting thing about that is it makes our platform perfect for doing integrations with companies and products. It could be payment processors, other blockchains, airlines, any type of organization that processes a lot of transactions or microtransactions. We can actually allocate those fractions of a dollar, cents, and basically pool all of those things into a pool. And once it reaches a full unit of social impact, we can then process that impact. So that's a very interesting thing, because most organizations, you have to give $1 to feed someone, or to plant a tree, or etc. With us, we can actually accept like fractions of a penny. It all can be tracked. It's all fully tracked on the network, and it's all allocated. And we can basically pool all of that information to generate larger impact. So I think that's a very, very interesting concept, that our technology opens up the possibilities to accept funds from any type of source, of any type of quantity. And I think that's the power of the flexibility of the use of our ecosystem.
Love that. That is great. While you were speaking, I fed 20, I think 40 children, because I wanted to see my impact. I love
Great.
it. So we touched a little bit on the integrations. How does the platform satisfy those needs?
No, that's a great question too. Okay, so this is a perfect opportunity to sort of show the value and the information on our website. If you go to our website, I'm going to show the enterprise screen. This provides a little bit more information on enterprise grade solutions. So when we talk about integrating, it's an ability for you to integrate social impact and trust into your products, right? So when we scroll down here, there are a lot of different ways you can do that. Now, we gave a couple of examples. Here we go. So there's one here called where it shows a receipt, all right? So this could easily be, this is from an apparel shop. You can go and buy a pair of shoes, and that apparel store could choose to be socially responsible, and they can allocate a small percentage of their revenue to, feeding someone in need, all right? So imagine that you go to a store, you buy a pair of shoes, you get a receipt. On the receipt is a little QR code and a statement saying, hey, you fed 4 people today when you bought your pair of shoes. And there's a QR code. You scan the QR code, it takes you to that page I showed you earlier. And then boom, you can instantly see the status of your transaction, the status of the impact you generated by buying shoes. You didn't necessarily pay yourself to feed those people. The company did, but they did it and allocated that benefit or good to the customer. So it creates an interesting dynamic for customers because customers will now want to go to your store that they know they're going to do good versus going to another store where they're not doing anything. So this is a great way for companies to bring impact, positive impact to their products and services and see it as a feature for their product. I think that's key because right now the traditional space, they're very focused on passing it on to the customer. Yes, you can do that. You can do that with our system. You can do it with a lot of other systems too, but we enable the ability to take it one step further. Make your company socially responsible. Make all your products socially responsible. And that's a part of what we want to do is we want to integrate with as many like-minded organizations that share that ideal. And with our system paired with the transparency that we're offering and the ability for users to actually tangibly see, hey, what's happening with my transaction? Hey, did I feed the people yet? Those are things when you combine them all together, it's magic. It's just win, 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 win for everyone.
I love that. I'd love to hear from Hitomi. Hitomi, now that I'm not sure if you had a chance to actually see all of this in action. I assume you've done that because you are one of our partners. What are you most excited about, and what attracted you to partnering with Kindly? Hold on. Let me unmute you. One second. We have to.
Thank you.
I got it.
Yeah. Got it.
Thank you so much. This is really unique. Kindly offers such a unique solution to the social impact measurement. And we also had issue of how do we as Second Harvest, as food bank, measure our social impact. So we ourselves were really very much interested in this solution ourselves. And also, we were interested in Kindly because your CEO also doing the food security solution, and that it's like a lot of common theme is there. And we were so moved to read about the story that he's doing so many good social good to many parts of the world. It's really, really global. And then we were, as a global citizen, I personally was very moved and also was feeling honored to be included in this Kindly circle, or family, I would call. So yeah, it's a wonderful solution. And I'm again so honored to be included in this.
I love that. I think one of the things that Kindly is doing for both individuals and corporations and charities is introducing new technology and new ways that corporations can become socially responsible. Charities can integrate new technology and transparency and accountability within their own teams, because our founders, our team members are experienced in all of those things. We have experts from every area. We have corporate experts, we have SDG experts, we have media experts, we have CEOs, we've got people who are running major companies. And so that marriage, that family, that knowledge share within the community, I think everyone elevates and everyone participates in each other's success, and in the fact that our mandate is to fulfill those SDGs and to be socially responsible and to be transparent. That's not something companies want to do. A lot of companies, we're living in an age where they want to hide things or they want to appropriate funds to certain places, and they have the optics of doing good, but really the optics are just optics, right? Surface level, it looks like they're doing good, but really they're not. And I think it's an area that we need to talk about. There's good and bad. There's bad actors in the space. And I have to say that my experience overall, from the time that I was presented the opportunity to being on board, to meeting you, to being part of the team, to seeing the commitment to transparency and addressing anything that could look questionable, it is really, really inspiring. So I really wanted to add that to this conversation.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think you hit the nail on the head right there. One thing I do want to bring up is the value of everyone in this meeting right now, or this event. Chris and Jin Q. Chris, he formerly was the head of real estate and alternative assets for BlackRock. Jin Q running a $2 billion family office fund. They have direct experience with the echelon of the financial system, the real estate market, real estate industry, talking with some of the largest organizations in the world. They have behind the scenes knowledge and pain points of these facts of not being able to have that level of accountability, the data, the tracking that's required. And a lot of these things were taken into consideration when we were building our platform. Some of it may not be visible yet. We're still growing our platform. This is just step one of 100 steps, but we're trying to hit all the check boxes, all the requirements that's needed along the way to eliminate all areas of possible uncertainty when it comes to giving. And I just wanted to make sure that the community knows the value that everyone's bringing here, especially Second Harvest. I was extremely impressed by how they track their food and their giving. They're doing a lot of very interesting things there, especially with your automated facility. I'm not sure, is that public knowledge or not? I don't know if you want to touch on that. I see you guys are doing some very advanced things at Second Harvest in regards to attempting to track and automate the ability of giving food to people.
Our office is really nearby the train tracks, and I think I couldn't hear your question. So sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, no
you were
problem.
Talking about technology tracking system or something?
Yes, I was talking about Second Harvest, how you guys pay a lot of attention to when you're providing food and feeding people. You're trying to build a lot of the infrastructure to be able to try and track all that stuff.
Right.
And I believe you had a project where you're trying to automate enabling people to receive food. I'm not sure if that project is live or it's being tested. I don't know if you can talk a little bit more about that.
We tried unmanned store in one place, but it still hasn't been in practice yet. And also we're trying to use more technology in providing pantry food. So instead of having coupons we used to give, we want to use more app, and we would know who that is or how many times the person came, or that kind of tracking system. And also not just for the people, but also the food we also provide. Corporate donation comes to us, and then we have a QR code in all the food. So we have the security of the food all earmarked. And so we know when it came and when is the due date of the expiry date, so that we have all the food security in terms of safety. Is it safe to have this food, or it's not expired? And so the donor knows how the food is handled and who received it as well. So we have all the tracking system of the food received as well. So, but it's not really rocket science. We have a really a common usage of QR code, just the tracking. But then we just combine all these things so that it is trackable and it's safe. And then we have also MOU with all the donors so that we have all the conditions be met to begin with in receiving food. And then also we provide food to all the people in need. And so, technology helps. And then also we have all the prep in before doing that too. So
Yeah,
I don't know if I answered your question. But,
no, you answered exactly. And you touched on a lot of interesting things in relation to trackability. So a lot of the impact partners that we communicate with, we also look to see, do they have the infrastructure to be able to get, granular with the data? And I was blown away with Second Harvest in regards to your infrastructure and how you manage these things. And I think there's a lot of work we can do together as a partnership to bring that data to the public, make it visible. And I think that's what's going to really bring in a lot more confidence just to the industry in itself. And obviously it will translate into generating, more sales, which would translate into more impact being generated. So I just wanted to make sure the community is aware that, Second Harvest are doing some very advanced stuff. And we're going to try to bring that to light in the future. That's one of our goals, or our commitments to our partners.
Thank you.
That's amazing. We are going to wrap up very shortly, unless anybody else wants to contribute to the party. I gotta say, I'm a megaphone for the greatness of this team. I know a lot of the team is super humble, but there are some rock stars on this team, and it took a lot of work and effort to get to this place. And the knowledge, the information, the technology, the work behind the platform is really top notch. And I do invite you to take a look at the platform, to contact our team if you are a potential charitable partner that would like to be considered for a social impact. And as well, if you're an individual or a corporation that wants to integrate corporate social responsibility and satisfy your SDG goals, we have so many creative solutions and an incredible roadmap ahead. That was the only other question that I was going to ask you, Michael. What is the future of Kindly? What can you share now that we've finally launched this, and along the way we are bringing on new partners? Where do you see the future of Kindly?
And two things. One is growing out our social impact journey. Right now, obviously, we're starting at step one. We're tracking flow of money, the general milestones of accepting orders and fulfilling orders. But ideally, the goal of our organization is to work much closer with our impact partners to extend that social impact journey and be able to show people visual confirmation on the ground, maybe, if possible, of, let's say, oh yes, food was delivered to this region of the world. Tracking the movement of the impact, things like that. We want to try and build out as much more of a detailed process of that journey as possible. Because if we can track the full journey, turn it into a story for our customers, then being able to see what goes into actually, making an impact happen, I think that would be like the cream of the crop when it comes to giving. There's nothing greater you can do. There's nothing more transparent you can do to make something like that happen. So I think that's the ultimate goal of what we want to do on the tracking side. As a platform itself, our goal, we want to be the end-all default place for giving. When someone thinks, hey, I want to give, I want to do good in the world, we want Kindly's platform to be the only one place to go to, because we're just providing maximum transparency. Like, there's no other place you'll be able to get that level of accountability and trust and visual tracking and that thing. So that's what I think our goal is, both on the product side and on a mission side.
That's amazing. It takes a lot of work to do that. We already create the infrastructures. We've got, as I said, experts who are already creating that roadmap, that platform, that blueprint for your company to participate and for your charities to get aligned with transparency, because that's the way of the future. I think that given this is available, we're setting the bar for how giving should be done, right? Responsibly, transparently, measurably, like all of the things that you would have wanted from the beginning. So I'm very proud and excited to be here. This is the second region that we're covering, and we're moving on to EMEA at 8 a.m. You can follow the Kindly search train all the way to 11 a.m. as we deal with North American region. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for your participation. Please share, please participate, and give us your feedback. We just want to keep getting better and better and providing more opportunities for you to give.
And I would like to say one more thing. We always say this, we usually say this at the end of our podcast, but it's always cool to be kind.
So cool.
Always cool to be kind. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.